turned off. It was a little Charleston for you. This is from Ruby. I brought this to the hospital because it's like a healing money tree. But healing, so I had Devin touch it and say which crystal he liked the best. I don't know what the meaning of this is. I guess you're just keeping me company. Anyway. Yeah, I need to get some sunshine. Oh, let me show you. First of all, I'm wearing Crystal Medicines cross. I think it's amethyst. Right? I think it's amethyst. For protection. My crosses, rose quartz crosses. Helps. For Devin. Prayers for Devin. Then I have, this is a Reiki specialist. Her name is Robin. She's on Facebook. She makes beautiful necklaces. And I forget what this is called, what stone it is, but it's good for healing. It's good for meditation. It's good for psychic ability. So I think it's lapis lazuli. Isn't that beautiful? She makes these. So I said I gotta wear all the good stuff. Alright, so let me put that back in there. And I have another one because I needed my psychic abilities to be sharp today. But you wear it against your skin. The ones you wear against your skin. Sorry about the chin. Also attached to this, I think, is a malachite. Something else for psychic ability. It broke, but I still have it. And then I have Leo. This is Leo, my pendulum. I think somebody heard me. So I might not talk to you when I'm walking. Okay? Oh, God. Get in. Get in. Okay. I'm wearing green. Yeah, I felt a need for green today. Anyhow, now I'm just talking stupidly. And let me hide Devin's phone. Yeah, so I was going to call you earlier. And I got a chance to call you.
all these people with two. I still have five.
Oh, you weren't in there? Oh, I thought you were going to be in there during the surgery.
No, ma'am. No,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
do the surgery, sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just going to go out for some air.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Excuse me. I thought that doctor was going to be in there for the surgery because he talked to us about it. But I guess not. Yeah, let's go down to 1. Let's go down to 1.
The door closed now. Sometimes it does and sometimes it
A
doesn't.
little slow on the closing. Yeah, so it's really, here's some pretty flowers out here. Yeah, it's not too bad out today, but it has been raining. That's so pretty. Yeah, it's been raining. It's been like storming up, and then it's been very like what's that? Humidity has been heavy. Yeah, I don't want to sit at park bench because I've been literally sitting on that chair that you saw me on. Wish there was like a little store I can go sit in and have some lunch like a human. But I mean, I can go to the cafeteria. I want to be out of that place though right now. Even if, you know, like what I always say is, even if you walk a little bit, that's better than none. And I've been walking none. And that, let's take a cleansing breath, everybody. Oh, let me show you. You want to see the sheep that they have everywhere? Let me show you. Let's show you. In this town, they have sheep everywhere. I think in Staten Island they had cows, but four-leaf clover, that's their insignia. Green eyes. Isn't it pretty? That's all I got, guys. That's all I got. I know, I'm a loser. Having a life. I think there was little stores around here. I wish I had a water bottle because I can't even take my medicine without a water bottle. What's this car doing? I don't want to go too far because your girl has no direction, no sense of direction. That's why I don't drive myself here, because I'm so afraid of getting lost. I was gonna take a cab. I don't want anybody to worry about me. Just I can get places. I lived in New York. I took cabs and Ubers, taxis, buses, trains. Should be able to. Probably if I wanted to learn this route, and I guess I'm gonna have to learn it. If I wanted to learn it, I would have to follow somebody in my car. Like they would be in front of me and I would follow them. Because if I could learn how to drive from Staten Island to Brooklyn, then I could learn anything. Right? I see the trucks. Even if I walk back and forth like 3 times, probably won't even make it 3 times. Who am I kidding? But even if I did it for a couple of minutes, that's better than nothing, right? Maybe I should walk around the block. There really isn't a sidewalk. I like to stay on sidewalks, you know. It's kind of dangerous when there's no sidewalk and I'm walking on tar. At least I have my sneakers on today. Usually I have sandals on. Anyway, sorry I don't have much to talk about, but thank you for coming with me on this walk. Yeah, I could call a whole bunch of people, but that would make my headache worse. So I really can't even think about talking on the phone. I don't mind texting, but if I talk on the phone, my headache will get worse. It's right in front of my on my forehead now. It started off on the back of my head. Now it's on my forehead. And then I saw this like study where your headache is or migraine. It tells you a lot about what it means. So I think they said headache in the front of your head, on your face, like on your forehead. I think 2 of them meant drink water. And I've had 0 water because I've been at the hospital and I didn't bring a water bottle, so I get coffee and that dehydrates you. I know the whole gamut. I know all the rules, but do I follow them? That's another story. So I think that means you need more water. But then when it's on the top of your head, crown chakra, right here, they said you need to sleep, you need to rest, you need to get more rest. And then I think they said the back of your head, and I get all of these. Usually my headache goes from somebody's hitting me in the back of the head with a hammer and my neck. Anyway, I think they said the back of the head means you need to eat and drink. You're hungry and thirsty. But I'm kind of afraid to eat because I got sick from those sandwiches. I had this little piece of pastry. That's all they had because they had lunch out, so I don't know what to do. I just don't want to be back in that room right now. Let's see, where can I go? I go straight? I'm gonna go straight. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Just busy over here because it's, the hospital. But I'm not too nervous. Like Devin was nervous before he went. But we talked to the doctors so many times, and I didn't get to talk to his urologist. Oh, that's too noisy over there, guys. That is way too noisy. I'm gonna go back this way. Yeah, so I didn't get to talk to the urologist, but basically, of course, I pulled it up on YouTube and saw the procedure that he's gonna get. They're gonna knock him out, of course. Not gonna be awake. And so I'm not upset about that, you know, like I think that'll be all right. But it's just, you know, waiting around for him to get better. And then I think the doctor or the nurse said, I don't think you're going to go home today. Because by the time you get out of surgery, then you go to the recovery room. He's not going to come back to the room I was in. You know, my room. Anyway, he's not coming back there right away. So he said, I want to make sure everything's okay because his blood pressure keeps on going up real high. And, you know, he's on blood pressure medicine. He's on painkillers. And he, you know, I know he's nervous and everything, but he's on all this medicine, so why is his blood high? His brother said probably because he's worried. And then his blood pressure goes up. So, yeah. Last night they gave him a late meal at like 8 o'clock. Yeah. It was just like a chicken sandwich. Not without the bread because he's diabetic, and they knew that they weren't going to be giving him breakfast, and then they didn't give him lunch because he was supposed to go in between 9 and 12, and they didn't take him till 10 after 2 because there was people before him. I know I'm probably repeating myself, but let's take a cleansing breath and hold it for 5. Blow it out a little more. Empty. Again. I actually brought my cards, but they weren't tarot cards. They were crystal cards. Got different crystals. This is too noisy, guys. It's not good for my headache. Oh, God. You know what I feel like? I just feel like, not to be selfish, although some people will read it as selfish. At least I put my makeup on today. I just feel like I lost my job, a job that I thought I was going to have for at least 32 days, if not even longer. And I wasn't over that. And 2 days later, after I lost that job, well, that was like last Monday, Devin started getting pains. And then by Thursday, we were in the emergency room. Then we went home with all the medicine. I still didn't feel like I was over it. I know it's going to take longer to get over it. But just feel like then we were going back and forth to the hospital. And then he gets admitted. How many hospitals? So I was in 3 different hospitals. And I just feel like one thing after another. And then last night, I was looking at Nana, trying to get the dogs to go out for their last time. So I was getting really worried about them because Connor's at work. And I'm here all day into the night till God knows when. And so the dogs are by themselves. And Nana is elderly, Nana is already, even when we're home, she goes to the bathroom all the time. She has accidents. Every other day she'll have an accident because she has kidney problems, ironically, right? She's always had kidney problems. So, like who's throwing up, who's going to the bathroom. When we're there, this goes on. So I just was really concerned. I felt bad because there's a lot of hours that they're alone. Anyhow, what am I going to do? I can't stay home with the dogs. My husband's getting surgery. He needs me here. He wants me to be here. So anyhow, so last night it was probably midnight. I do things late because I have to have my power down time. And then I was making these noodles, then I turned them off because I got sick. So I ran into the bathroom, and then I had to go in, I went in the shower, and then I went back out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just put that oil back up and make the noodles, because I really, didn't have anything for dinner. All I had all day long was the grilled cheese that made me sick. So put the noodles back on, and I said, let me get the dogs out again. So the puppy, he's ready to go, but Nana lays under the bench. So she was laying under the bench, and I'm just trying to keep an eye on where I am because I can get lost in 5 seconds. My brother used to say, you can get lost in a paper bag. And it's true. Well, it's not true, but because I have traveled by myself, so that has to count for something. Anyhow. So you have to take a mop and kind of put it under the table so that Nana knows you mean business, because she's blind. And I think her hearing is going too. So, oh my God, I did that with the mop, and she always tries to jump up, real fast when you do that with the mop. Well, she didn't jump up. And I have this little stool in that room so I could sit there on their level and pet them. So I just sat on there. I started crying because I was like, God, this is too much. Because me and Devin always thinking, and she just turned 15. She's very sickly, and she's given us a lot of good years and a lot of time. And out of the 3 dogs that we used to have, she's the only one left. But anyhow, I was pissed. I was like, you know what, dear God, I have a job. I put my heart into it. I waited for 7 years to have my own classroom. Then the job is taken from me in a horrible way. Don't really get over it. Then Devin gets sick, and we're back and forth to hospitals. And a couple of jobs came up, and of course I know my place is with Devin, so there's no question. But I just feel like now the dog's not moving, and I was like, I can't do this. This is too much. This is too friggin' much. Sorry, dear God, but this is too much. And I just said, please be alive. Please be alive. Please be alive. Because what am I gonna do? I'm by myself. My stepson is there, but he's going to work. He's the manager, so nice church bells. Is that a sign? Maybe that's a sign. So anyhow, I said a prayer, please be alive, please be alive. And then I started crying, and I call him Puppy. He's certainly not little. He's gonna be 2 soon. He comes over, he gets real upset when he hears me cry. And unfortunately, he hears me cry a lot. Because I'm a crybaby, remember? And I admit it. I'm a big crybaby. Big baby. Big idiot. Anyway, but a nice idiot. So, I say, please be alive, please be alive. And then all of a sudden, I take the snacks and I shake it, and she jolts up. All of a sudden, she wakes up. When she sleeps, and Devin says this too, so many times we think she's dead. Oh. Because she goes into, like, you could hardly see her breathing, her fur going up and down. Her fur used to go up and down like heavy, but hasn't lately. And she goes into a deep sleep where she does not move, and just like her 2 paws when I hit her with the broom. When I say hit, I don't hit anybody or any animal. You just poke it. It's a Swifter, and I just slide it under there, and I touched her. Usually it just needs to go like within an inch of her, but since she's blind and maybe sleeping, I touched her paw, and the paw just went, and she didn't wake up. It wasn't a jolt. So anyhow, when I shook the snacks, the plastic container of snacks, all of a sudden she popped up and came walking over all happy, like a little spring in a step. And I was like, thank you, God. Thank you, dear God. Thank you, dear God. Because I couldn't take anymore. I had my husband's in the hospital. I just lost a position. I'm still having nightmares about those kids, because when I had when I had quit a job in a Catholic school when I was like 23, I had this job in a Catholic school, and I couldn't take it. Not the kids, but I had a 5th grade class, and I probably told you, those of you who are with me, have been with me, know this story. But anyway, long story short, condensed, because I'm getting really tired, is I had this job in a Catholic school. I got it in October. I didn't get it in September because the teacher that was there left to go to the public school. So I got the job in October. And there was a nun, and I didn't go to Catholic school. I went to CCD, but that was just once a week. So, and you usually had a lay person. So our principal was a nun, very old school nun. And she had a drinking problem. And she had a problem with me. She hated me. And she used to call me Montessori, because my first job was at a Montessori school, teaching 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And so she used to say, this isn't Montessori over here. You can't just do little playthings and creative things. This is a Catholic school. The kids have to have the sun hitting their right shoulder or left shoulder. I forget which shoulder it was. And your desk has to be in front of the room, because I put my desk in the back of the room so I can watch all the kids. And she didn't like that, so I had to put my desk where she told me to. Then every day, literally every day, she'd come in to observe me and fall asleep in my classroom. Then on my prep period, sometimes my lunch too, which I think is illegal, she would say, just bring your lunch. And I know that's illegal. But I was 23, and I wanted the job. So I go to her office, and she has a big yellow legal pad with all notes written on it, all the things that I'm doing wrong. And I would be crying, by the end of that session with her. I'd try to stick up for myself. But I noticed she was drunk, okay? Growing up in an alcoholic family, you kind of have the spidey senses. And you don't need to smell it. So I knew it was vodka. But I just knew that she was drunk. Like, some people get nicer when they're drunk, some people get meaner. All right? Guess which one she was. What kind of luck do I have? Anyhow. So she would berate me and yell at me, and I tried getting help from the other teachers, and they said to me, I quote, every year she picks somebody to, what did they do to Jesus? To like beat up Jesus. I forget the word for it, because I don't, my faculties are all over the place. Anyway, and she goes, and this year it's your turn. And I was like, but that's not right. There's no reason for her to be doing this to me. And also, she's drinking. She's drunk. Isn't anybody going to admit that? And nobody would go on my side, and it was just so terrible. It was like I stopped even eating my lunch in the teacher's room because it was so terrible. I called the district office to talk to the father, the priest, and he said to me, well, if you badmouth this principal, you'll be blacklisted for the Catholic schools all over the island, and maybe even some of the public schools that I know you want to get into. And I was like, let's do it. Let's friggin' do it. Because this isn't right. And, I'm a new teacher, and I want to be there for the kids and everything. But she was just like torturing me. Like literally torturing me. Anyhow, long story short, by January I had enough. I didn't get any help from that guy. In a way, he was very old-fashioned and torturing me too, and he kind of let it be known that she did that to other people, but nobody comes up against her, and only I reported it to him. 23-year-old. Anyhow, did you see that guy? I was sitting on that bench. I saw him sitting on the bench, but then he got up and walked away. So I went over to the bench, and I'm sitting there, and he stood there until I got up. And now he's sitting on that bench. I'll show you. You see it? Okay. I don't know why I had to get up. I was only there for 2 minutes? Anyway, I had to literally get up and walk away from the bench. Apparently it's a one-bench person. So anyhow, the end of the story was I was walking down the hallway, and I had realized that I wanted to quit and just quit the job there. And that took a lot for me to quit, because I never quit a teaching job before, and I had the kids to think about. I had 2 classes. I had one class of 38 fifth graders, and then I taught, ironically, 6th grade math, which I don't even really understand if I taught it well. Anyhow, I told her my father got sick, and he was in and out of the hospital like he always was. Hey, gee, why doesn't Katrina like hospitals? Yeah. So I told her, and I put in my notice, and she tried to come to my room and torture me even more with the kids. And you can't do this to the kids. You're their second teacher. Then they're gonna have a third teacher. And she let the parents call me up. Some of the parents called me up. I'm going through a divorce. If you leave my kid, you're really going to hurt the stability. And I felt extremely guilty about it. But as I was walking down the hallway with the principal, which was a nun, she was 4 foot, right? But mean as hell. Mean as hell. as she's walking, she's wearing the long habit, and something comes crashing down onto the floor. You know, those old buildings and the cement floor. So I turn around, and she was acting like I'm just going to keep on walking. I turned around. I was like, "Oh, you dropped something," and she was just like, I don't know what she was making a weird face to me. And she was probably 80 something if she was a day. So I turned around, I walked over, and it was a mini vodka bottle. Isn't that interesting? A mini vodka bottle. Okay. So I said, "Oh, you dropped this." And she just took it, she put it back in her habit, in her outfit. I don't know where she was but guess what? It was empty. Yeah, it was empty. So I'm like, I'm starting like to get flashbacks of, you know, growing up with my father and dealing with people who alcoholics, and I was like, oh hell no. If I stay here in this job, I will hate teaching. I was 23. I just got married at 22. And I said, I will hate teaching. I won't want to come back. And I actually did want a job in the Montessori, because I worked there from October to June. But they didn't hire me back because I wasn't a full certified Montessori teacher. So, yeah, that guy on the bench, now he's looking at me. Okay? Am I allowed to exist? Somebody tell me if I'm allowed to exist anywhere, you know, in Texas, on the earth. Anyhow, yeah, it was a terrible story. Why was I telling you? Because the kids haunted my dreams. I had so many nightmares about that. What I did was I quit there right away. So I quit there in January right away, and I still had to write out all the tests, all the midterms and the finals. She wouldn't let me leave unless I had all those papers done. And even after I had those papers done, one of the other teachers that worked there, she wasn't good at lesson plans and paperwork. She was also a new teacher, but she stuck it out till April. She stayed till April, and then she was out. And I was like, why not stay till June? She was like you, I would have never want to teach again if I stayed there. Because after I left, she went hard on her. And yeah, so that teacher was right. Every year she tortures somebody, and this year, like, what is that called? I'm thinking of the word, what they did to crucify. Every year she crucifies somebody, and this year it's you. And they were all happy because it wasn't them, it was me. At the time, you know, had a different last name. But anyway, my point was that I had nightmares about those kids, and then I had bumped into one of them. She was a student teacher working at being a student teacher at a school in Staten Island that I was working at. And she wouldn't talk to me. And she knew that I looked familiar, but she didn't think it could be me, because I guess I looked the same, you know, back then. And I had the same last name, you know, my ex name. And she goes, I didn't think that was you. And I was like, yeah, I was your teacher. You don't remember me? I was your teacher from October to January. And she goes, yeah, and then you left. And she looked the other way. And I was like, yeah, did you ever forgive me for that? And she looked the other way. She didn't look at me again. So it was terrible. So that's why when this happened, it wasn't my fault. And I didn't want to have those nightmares again, you know? So anyway, I'll give you a call later. And when I know anything, I'll give you a call, okay? Now we're gonna go to, yeah. Now we're gonna go to second floor. get something to eat. I've been rambling on for 40 minutes. I'm sweaty now. Gotta get some of these emblems inside. They have like a Starbucks thing here, but I want to see what they have in the cafeteria because the Starbucks doesn't really like have sandwiches or anything. Let me see if I'm going the right way. Yeah. All right, so did you call him yet to find out any information? Because I don't think I got any phone calls. And I told everybody I would text the chain as soon as I found out something. Let me see what time it is. Let's see. It is... Yeah, I'm still here. Okay. Oh, mermaid. See the mermaid? See that mermaid? I'd love to go find where this is. It's called the Celebration Bridge. Celebration Bridge. Love that. Maybe that's a good sign. At least I'll get like a drink or something. Pizza. Guys, hold on a second. Hold on a second, okay? Oh, okay.
still there?
I just got just a soda water bottle that you're leaning up against, and I got one slice pizza. Before I do that, I'm gonna take my headache medicine. Because usually the headache just gets worse, it doesn't get better on its own. I already had coffee, and if that doesn't do it, that means it's gonna stay. I really did try to get myself ready to do, what's the name of it? Leo. But I couldn't do it. Sorry. Not yet. I will do it though. Yeah, so it was kind of depressing talking about that time that I worked in that school. That was a depressing thing. I had a point of some type. Oh yeah, the nightmares about the kids and the students. This is totally stuck up. Has zero taste. But there wasn't any other choice besides sandwiches that I don't like the sandwiches that they had. Anyhow, I'll talk to you later.